NFL free agency is only a week away, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are running out of time to get a deal done with a quarterback before it starts. But first, before I get more into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, free agency begins on March 12th, and as of right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers have 0 capable starting quarterbacks under contract for this upcoming season, meaning that they would have to sign one in free agency or just sign one in general. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, looking at all the reports that are going on by insiders, Ian Rapoport and Adam Schefter, the top insiders and reporters in the NFL, they're saying that the Steelers are trying to hurry up and get a deal done with either Russell Wilson, who is set to become a free agent on March 12th, or Justin Fields, who is set to become a free agent also on March 12th. They're trying to hurry up and get a deal done with one of these quarterbacks and lock them up for the future to be the starting quarterback moving forward before every other team gets to negotiate with them on March 12th. So, Adam Schefter of ESPN, he went on the Pat McAfee show to talk about the Steelers' starting quarterback position. And this is what he had to say about the Pittsburgh Steelers rushing to try to get a deal done before free agency actually begins. Here's his quotes. "It's tough to go into free agency to add to your offense when you have no idea who's playing quarterback. And that's why I think they're going to spend this week working on getting a deal done with either Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. Pittsburgh is determined to try to get one of these quarterback deals done in the coming days so that it has some clarity going into free agency." End quote. So this is Adam Schefter on the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback position. Now, looking at what Ian Rapoport had to say about the Steelers quarterback position, he said this: "The Steelers are working to get a deal done. They do have an edge up on everyone. They could get a deal done right now. If they don't, I know it at least a couple other teams. Jets make sense. There's a couple other teams who still need a quarterback. Titans still need a quarterback. Whether or not they draft one, Justin Fields is going to have a market. It's just, do the Steelers get it in right now and try to stop his market by signing him to be their starter?" End quote. So, the reason why Adam Schefter and Ian Rapoport are saying the Pittsburgh Steelers are trying and kind of rushing to get a deal done with a quarterback right now, it's because they have the opportunity to sign one of these quarterbacks, Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, to a long or short-term deal, contract extension just in general, before free agency begins. And the Steelers are going to know their market. The Steelers know what the market for Justin Fields is going to be. They know which teams are going to be interested in him. They know the same thing about Russell Wilson. And the reason why you want to get a deal done now before they hit free agency is because the longer the negotiations go, the leverage is out of your favor. Then Justin Fields could look at other teams and be like, hey, the Jets are offering me this. Are you going to one-up them? Are you going to offer me more? Or even Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson might see another offer by maybe the Oakland Raiders and be like, hey, they're offering me this for more years. I'm going to go play with Pete Carroll, a head coach that I was with before in Seattle. So that's a better opportunity there. Maybe I'll go there. And then maybe Jets have a better offer for Justin Fields and being like, hey, you got to be the starter right away. We have this plan for you. And you get to listen to the talks of what the other teams are offering you in terms of the future. And the Steelers probably don't want that because then the leverage is out of their favor. If they sign one of those quarterbacks right now, then you have them under contract. They can't go talk to other teams. The leverage is still in your favor. And then you have a deal done. So you want to sign a quarterback right now. And not only because of that reason, but also because of the reason like Adam Schefter brought up, the Steelers still have big moves to make in free agency in terms of signing other players to this offense to try to get that better. The whole thing this offseason has been, Omar Khan is saying, to add playmakers to this team. And how can you add playmakers to this team if you don't even have a quarterback under a contract of who's going to be the starter? And if you don't know who that's going to be, how are you going to add to this team? So the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to lose out on that aspect because they're going to go out and sign maybe someone who doesn't match the quarterback that they're going to end up signing this offseason if they don't get a deal done before free agency begins. So looking at also what Omar Khan has said during the combine interviews, he's acknowledged a desire to re-sign one of these quarterbacks before free agency, and that will kind of give the team cap clarity as well. You look at what Russell Wilson's market is expected to be, and you look at what Justin Fields' market is expected to be. You look at what Russell Wilson's potentially going to make. It says like $25 million per year. And then when you look at all the stuff about Justin Fields, it's $10 to $15 million per year. So if Russell Wilson has been a decent quarterback, but has had a losing record over the last 3 seasons, why would he be willing to pay him $10 million more than Justin Fields, who's basically done the exact same thing, but is younger and has shown more promise in this league? It doesn't make sense. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have an understanding of what kind of the direction of their team is going to be in terms of what they want to do at the quarterback position. Now it's up to them to get a deal done and start negotiating with the person who they actually want to be their quarterback moving forward. But if they don't sign any of these guys and they end up both leaving in free agency and they both go to different teams, then the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be in trouble, because then they have to look at outside options, and then maybe that's where you kind of resort back to the guys like Aaron Rodgers, who's going to be cut. And you also look at some other quarterbacks in the trade market, maybe Sam Darnold, Derek Carr, and then you start getting to options that maybe you never thought were possible. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're rushing to get a deal done, and to be honest, they should be panicking, because are they going to get the guy that they want? Or if not, then they have to look at other options, and it may be worse for them. Also, just looking at maybe a reason why this is taking so long to happen, and now we're down to the last week before free agency actually begins. When you look at in season, what happened with the Steelers? You look at Justin Fields, he was a starter. After Russell Wilson went down with an injury early on in camp, Justin Fields was a starter for the good 6 weeks of the season, had a good record, 4-2. And then what happened? Russell Wilson was the starter, and then Justin Fields got benched once Russell Wilson got healthy. And when you look at all the narratives surrounding the Steelers, Arthur Smith and the rest of the coaching staff wanted Justin Fields to be the starter. They believed in him. And then Mike Tomlin wanted Russell Wilson to be the starter. And then the Steelers went with Russell Wilson. That's what happened. So when you're looking at that, Justin Fields could, in the back of his mind, think, hey, maybe that could happen again. So maybe I don't want to sign with the Steelers. Maybe I want to sign with the Jets, who I want to be a starting quarterback, and they're willing to give me that position and say, hey, you're actually going to be a starter. No one could take it from you. So maybe he's looking at that, and maybe that's why it's taking so long. Or maybe another reason why it's taking so long and they're not going Justin Fields' direction right away, because maybe Mike Tomlin still wants Russell Wilson over Justin Fields. You never know what the direction of the people inside the building are actually thinking and what the players are thinking. So just looking at both perspectives like that. Justin Fields already this offseason has come out and said that he wants to sign with a team that he'll be the starter on. So in the back of his mind, he could be thinking, I was already the starter with the Steelers. I was playing good. Our team was doing good. But I was benched. Maybe that could happen again. So Russell Wilson, obviously he's going to want the same thing. He doesn't want to come in and be the backup. So he's going to want to go to a team that he could be the starter on as well. And maybe he's thinking as well, hey, maybe the Steelers, we've seen how this went the final 5 games of the season, and maybe the Steelers don't want to send him back. Who knows what's going on with the Steelers quarterback position right now? This is just all the narratives surrounding them and what maybe could be happening from just the outside perspective looking in. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're going to have to get a deal done here shortly. They don't want to go into free agency, like I said, with no quarterback under a roster, because the first few days of free agency, and then they'll be looking for a quarterback. They're going to be negotiating with the quarterbacks instead of negotiating with other players. But if the Steelers have a quarterback locked down, then right away they could switch their focus on the playmakers, like Omar Khan has said, or just cornerback position, or everyone else who's available as well. So the Steelers, per reports, Ian Rappaport and Schefter and everyone else around the NFL, they're rushing to get a deal done with one of their quarterbacks, Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, to make them the starter moving forward. Whether that's Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, apparently Justin Fields has the edge up, but we're going to have to wait and see on what actually happens here shortly. And a deal could get done at any time now. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this topic, about Justin Fields, Russell Wilson. Are the Steelers panicking? And do you think they should get a deal done with one of those two? Or do you think they should go with a different option? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports, everything surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers I covered. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel for everything surrounding Steelers, free agency, the draft, and more. And until the next video, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.